Thank you, Zeke. Well, the 5-minute chart certainly has been very helpful. Got a nice bounce into it, the push backwards, and realistically, we said today the day that finally the short side gets a little bit more. And so far, this has been a great trade. The signal this morning that we liked was the overnight range, of substance. Said, okay, try to hit the bounce and see if we can't get back and test the scene of the crime. If you're looking at the daily chart, the green line right here is still supportive. We've got to break that down. That's really something we have not been able to do. So you need to, take partial profits at least. And while we'd like to see NIB breakdown, today it's not conclusive. All we know is that if you played the bounce and hit the bounce, you got a nice trade out of it. When it was flying pre-market, like we said, that was the time that we felt you should just jump in and get in there because it was moving fast and was pre-market, and we said, looks like, this thing wants to go down and test that 98 area, which it did. So, you got a good trade pre-market, you got a nice trade coming back, and then we said possibly come back and test the scene of the crime area, which admittedly is where this took off. We've done that already. So that's why I'm urging you to be a little bit cautious here about thinking too much short side, because really what we've done is come through the range from Friday. So this big area right here, this 96 area is supportive till broken. We know that. And although we've broken the IB, and we may need more time to chew away here. So we said earlier this is what we were looking at pre-market. You've got your previous area right here that was supportive has become resistance. That was our magnet, 175, right to the tick. Said use the deeper for your resistance zone if it bleeds against you, but you had to be aggressive if you wanted it today. And likewise, the other side of it is true also. This was Thursday's support area and obviously Friday's support area, so you got to break that. And that takes time sometimes to unwind it. So the hit and run approach we said today would probably be best. Don't think of a huge move, but if you had the courage to take the double bottom this morning, give it a shot. See if you can't get back into that 1 to 1.5, 175 zone, and then if you had some profits from this move down, when we had said back here, let's use this resistance right here, 5 to 4. We said we think we're coming down to test 98. That's the time you have to be aggressive because we're flying through this. The overnight high had held. The 9 1/4 demon had held, and now we're racing through this area, and the critical point was right here. Once we were able to bust this low at 1500, then that opens up the door to come down and test in here. So reasonable trade if you've been able to be mentally flexible and understood this teal box right here to be no man's land, where the fighting should go on first thing. That was a big idea today. Don't be too aggressive. Don't short the lows, whatever you do. It's not a way to win this game, is to close your eyes and short 98. If we got a bounce and you wanted to take it, give it a shot, because the half gap should be just above here. And we said we want to use the half gap today as resistance to try to come backwards. Only because we've been going up forever. This doesn't mean that this is the end of the run for the bulls. We just wanted to get a scalp short and see if we can't get on the scoreboard today. So lock something up. And my suggestion, don't overtrade. We've had a very small range. And this 96 is support till broken. So, don't overtrade it. And the goal of the shorts today is try to get down there and knock that out. I don't know they've got the firepower. That goal line stand last night, everybody thought, the game's over. No way that, Niners are coming back. lights go out. They work their magic, and then they come back, and all of a sudden there's a real, barn burner. And truthfully, defense wins ball games. You need offense, obviously, but look at that in that red zone. The way they held up late. So hope for target is to close this gap. And if we don't and it bleeds back on it, take your stop out. That's all I can say. You'll probably need a couple of entries because this side, it clearly was the scene of the crime. We've got to break that down. And that was the launch on Friday.